Want me to tell you about the Brian disaster?
The what?
Brian is the first person in my life I ever hated. I did not know. I mean, people talk about, I hate this person. There's always people in your life that you don't like, but it wasn't until maybe a year and a half into our relationship that I realized I really hate this person, and this is the first time I've really hated somebody. I never felt that before. Hate like that, it was delicious. You just kind of savor it, and that's how I felt in my heart. I savored that hatred for this guy.
What did he do to you that would make you hold this hate for how long?
It was about a year and a half. He came to work at my job. He was one of my bosses. For some reason, he just picked on me all the time. And he just always he was a liar, for one thing. He would lie about everything. Everything he would lie about. So, for instance, we're working and it's during Christmas, and we fill up a trailer full of packages, and it's got to go because it's Christmas time. It's got to go, and it's got to be replaced real quick. And so he's outside. He's supposed to be telling us, the next one is on the way. You can wrap this one up, let it go, and the next one will pull up. We'll just go and start shoving boxes in that one, too. Well, since he's my boss, he's really responsible for getting this stuff in and out. And even something like that, I would say, is the next trailer coming? And I had just been outside. And I'd come inside a few seconds later, is the next trailer coming? Yeah, it's coming. I see it outside. No, I just looked out there. It's not outside. You just do your job. And so what we do at my job is we're called last look people. And after 9/11, Homeland Security came to and said, since you put things on airplanes, you have to go through this strict training and have these strict rules about how you put things on airplanes. So he's telling us to do the wrong thing. He told us to put all these chemicals inside of this one container that was going to go on the plane. And the people at O'Hare Airport strictly told us, don't put that much in there. Because if we put that much in there, one or two things are going to happen. That plane could go up in the air and it could explode, in which case will be involved in an incident that looks like a terror attack. Or if they discover it, they'll have to take everything out and search for just to segregate out the stuff that they can't put in the plane. So he's telling us to put all this stuff in there, and it was so bad we had to call O'Hare and tell them, we need you to talk to them. And that was funny because he was on the phone and he was trying to yell at the people at O'Hare, and the people at O'Hare were yelling at him, telling him, do you want Homeland Security to come knocking on your door? And, and he's saying, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. He said, yes, you did, and everything. That was kind of funny because he was in trouble with them and was possibly in trouble with the law. I just, like I said, that's the first person I ever knew that I was aggravated by all the time, even when I wasn't at work. This guy had me on edge all the time, and I just could not figure it out. And then I realized I really, really, really hate this guy.
Were you imagining vengeance?
Oh, there was many times that I prayed that God would kill him.
Kill him?
Yeah. And there was many times that I wished that he was somewhere high enough, I'd be tempted to push him off a catwalk or something. That's really how much he got under my skin.
So you had murder in your mind and heart.
Oh, my goodness. When I say I hated that, I really hated the guy. I never have ever felt that way about a person ever in my life. Never.
I don't understand his reasons for lying.
But that was just an example of how he would just lie about everything. Everybody in that building knew that he had a thing with me, that he had a thing that he was always messing with me. He got into a fight with somebody later on. He did get fired or suspended for a while because I guess there was some physicality to it, and probably it went back and forth, and that's why he didn't just get fired.
I was going to ask you, that's assault. You get arrested for that.
It must have been, but puts up with a lot of stuff. They put up with a lot of stuff. You steal and you get fired, but you can do pretty much almost anything up to that point, and you won't get fired. But anyway, there was this one person who was giving their trainer, she hadn't made her 40 days yet. So one of the things people kind of do is if you get injured during that probation period, then has to take care of that by law. And so they have these little trains that drive around to take heavy packages. And this person tried to jump in front of one of those things so she could get hit. And the person who was training her saw it. So she went to the manager and said, this is what happened. And the manager confronted her, and she cursed out the manager.
I remember the story. When you told me, oh, this person was cursing at everyone, I'm like, man, such a potty mouth. And then you tell me, oh, no. I cursed your mother. I cursed your firstborn. I cursed your dog. I cursed your cat. I cursed the person that walks your dog.
Yeah, it was actually curses. And, they didn't fire her. They didn't fire her.
Why? Were they afraid of the curses?
They were afraid of the money that it cost for turnover, and they were afraid of if they turned somebody over, you have to report that to the higher ups and everything. Even though this person was telling you that she was going to cause problems, but they couldn't do it. That's a really surreal place to work sometimes. So, like I said, you steal or you allow things to be stolen, and you get fired. So there was one incident where this guy, he was on drugs, and he drove a package car, and I guess he was broke, and he went to his drug dealer's house, and he didn't have any money, so the drug dealer said, well, I'll give you some drugs if you let me go through your package car and take anything I want. And, of course, being a junkie, he said okay, and he was an addict. Now, I saw the pictures of the aftermath of this open field and all these boxes strewn out over this field.
And it was a full trailer, right?
Yeah, it was full.
That's what, over $100,000? He got fired, right?
Yeah, he did he went to jail. He didn't just get fired. He actually went to jail.
Jeremy, my question to you is, what do you do with people like these? I mean, you have to work with them. How do you deal with them?
It's just human nature. You work with people, and people come in all shapes and sizes, and I mean, morally and psychologically, and you just have to deal with people as people. Your job is to get them to be productive at work, and you have people who are really, really decent, good people. And then you have people that, if you didn't have to work with them, you would cross the street if you saw them coming. And you just have to do it.
I've thought about it, and you know what? I think I'd rather deal with my coworkers because they could be easily fired.
See if I survive another 10 years, like I told you, and retire, and I'll have all these stories. Maybe I'll write a book.
Thank you, Jeremy.